The night was dark. Rain tapped on the glass window of Pizza Nights, a small restaurant on a quiet street. Inside, a young worker named Leo was wiping down a table. He was tired. His shift was almost over. Suddenly, the door flew open with a loud bang. A boy stood there, dripping with rain. He wore strange, old-looking leather armor and carried a short, bronze sword at his hip. He looked around the empty restaurant, his eyes wide with amazement. This was not a normal customer. Leo just stared, his cleaning rag frozen in midair. The boy, whose name was Arian, took a step inside. He saw the round tables and the high-backed red chairs. To him, they were not just tables. They were the legendary round tables of a secret order. He looked at the large brick oven in the back, a warm orange glow coming from inside. He thought it was a magical forge, a place where legendary weapons were made. The colorful menu board above the counter? A wall of ancient crests and battle plans. Arian was sure he had found it. This was the hidden fortress of the modern world's knights.
I have found you,
Arian declared, his voice echoing in the quiet room. His eyes landed on Leo, who was still holding the wet rag. Arian saw his simple red uniform with the Pizza Knights logo, a knight holding a pizza slice like a shield.
You are a squire of this great hall. I can see it in your noble uniform.
Leo blinked. He looked down at his shirt, which had a small stain of tomato sauce on it. Noble? Him? He was just trying to earn enough money to buy a new video game. He had no idea what this strange kid was talking about. Arian marched forward, his wet boots squeaking on the clean floor. He stopped in front of the counter where another worker, a girl named Maya, was counting money.
And you must be the keeper of the coin, the guardian of the Order's treasury.
Treasury? Dude, I'm just closing out the register. Are you going to order something, or?
Arian smiled. He knew they had to be careful. They used secret words. He was ready to prove he was a friend.
Here, this is what we have.
Maya sighed and pushed a laminated menu across the counter toward Arian. Arian picked up the menu with great care. He held it like it was a fragile, ancient scroll. He had seen scrolls like this in the libraries of his world, full of powerful spells and forgotten histories. This one was shiny and covered in pictures. He looked at the strange words: pepperoni, supreme, Hawaiian. To him, these were not names of food. They were the secret names of knightly brotherhoods or powerful enchantments.
Ah, the sacred scroll. These must be the runes of power. Does this rune grant the power of the forest?
He pointed to the word mushrooms.
No. It just means we put mushrooms on your pizza.
Of course, a secret code. The power of the forest is delivered to your stomach. Very clever.
Exactly. And pepperoni. That's the rune of fire. It gives you courage.
The courage of a dragon, I knew it.
Maya rolled her eyes but couldn't help but smile a little.
Okay, hero. What about these? The breadsticks of truth? Do they make you tell the truth?
She pointed to a picture of garlic breadsticks. She was joking, but Arian took her very seriously.
The breadsticks of truth. I have heard legends of such artifacts. One bite, and no lie can be spoken. You are truly powerful knights to have such items. I must consult the oracle before I choose my runes.
Leo and Maya looked at each other, completely lost. The oracle? What was he talking about now? The only thing they had was a pizza oven and a soda machine. This was getting weirder and weirder.
The oracle? We don't have an oracle. We have a manager named Stan, but he went home an hour ago.
Every fortress has an oracle, a wise spirit that offers guidance. Where do you receive your messages from the gods?
He looked around, searching. His eyes fell on the big, round pizza that Leo had just pulled from the brick oven. It was for a late delivery order. The cheese was melted and bubbly, and the pepperoni slices were scattered across the top. It was a perfect circle of food. Arian walked slowly toward the pizza, which sat on a metal stand. He stared at it, mesmerized.
It is a scrying circle. The oracle of cheese speaks through the patterns.
Leo looked at the pizza. It was just a standard pepperoni pizza. But as he looked closer, he started to see what Arian meant. One piece of pepperoni was near the edge. A few were clustered in the middle. Maybe it did look like a secret map. Or maybe he was just getting as strange as this kid. This was way more interesting than his history homework.
What does it say, O great hero?
Arian leaned closer, his nose almost touching the hot cheese.
The message is clear. The small red circles, the runes of fire, they form a path. They lead away from the center. They point toward the door. It is a warning. We must be ready to leave this place. Danger is coming.
Maya stopped counting her coins and looked over. A warning? In a pizza? This was the strangest thing that had ever happened on her shift. Just as Arian finished his prophecy, the little bell on the door jingled softly. But no one came in. Then, through the glass, they saw them. Two figures in dark suits and sunglasses, even though it was nighttime. They stood across the street, looking directly at the pizza shop. They didn't look like customers. They looked serious and dangerous. Maya felt a shiver go down her spine.
Leo, who are those guys?
Arian didn't look scared. He looked ready.
The agents of Chronos. They have found me.
Chronos? Who is Chronos? Are they cops?
Worse. They are time eaters. They hunt people like me, who travel between worlds. They want to trap me in one moment, forever. They are relentless, and they are here.
We have to call the police.
But as Maya looked at her phone, the screen was just static. All the lights in the restaurant flickered once, then went dim. The happy music that was playing stopped. The only light came from the warm glow of the pizza oven. The men were at the door now, their faces blank and emotionless. One of them raised a hand and pressed it against the glass. A spiderweb of frost instantly spread out from his palm, cracking the glass.
They are using temporal energy to weaken the structure. We do not have much time.
Arion looked around the kitchen, his eyes darting from one object to another. He was not looking for a weapon. He was looking for tools. His mind was racing, thinking like a hero trapped in a strange castle. He saw the big bags of flour stacked against the wall. He saw the metal pizza peels, the long paddles used to get pizzas out of the oven. He saw the bottles of olive oil on the shelf. An idea began to form in his mind.
Quickly, squires.
Leo and Maya were too scared to question him. They just nodded.
Keeper of the coin, that back door, where does it lead?
To the alley, but it's full of trash cans.
Perfect. A maze to confuse our enemies. Squire Leo, you are strong. Grab that bag of flour. We are going to make a strategic escape, night style.
The men outside began to push harder on the cracking door. Leo, filled with a new sense of purpose, grabbed a huge paper bag of flour. It was heavy, but his fear made him strong.
What do I do with it?
On my signal, you will throw it at the door. It will create a blinding cloud, a warrior's smoke screen. Keeper Maya, grab those bottles of oil. We will create a slippery trap for anyone who follows.
Maya quickly grabbed 2 large plastic bottles of olive oil from the prep station. The plan was crazy, but it felt better than just waiting to be caught. The glass on the front door finally shattered, and the 2 agents of Chronos stepped inside. They moved slowly, their dark eyes scanning the dim room.
Now.
Leo heaved the bag of flour with all his might. It hit the floor right in front of the agents and exploded in a massive white cloud. Flour went everywhere, covering the agents and filling the air with thick white dust. They coughed and stumbled, completely blind. It was the perfect diversion. Arion, Leo and Maya were already running toward the back.
For the pizza nights.
As they ran through the kitchen, Maya unscrewed the caps on the oil bottles and poured the slippery liquid all over the floor behind them. It was a perfect, invisible trap. Arion pushed the back door open, and they scrambled out into the dark, wet alley. They hid behind a large dumpster, their hearts pounding. A moment later, they heard loud crashes from inside the kitchen. The agents of Chronos, blinded by flour, had slipped on the oil. They had escaped. Panting in the alley, Arion turned to his new friends. He held up a leftover breadstick he had grabbed.
You were both brave today. You have the hearts of true knights.
He took a bite of the breadstick.
This breadstick of truth has shown me my path. The Oracle of Cheese warned us, and we fought back with the tools of this fortress. Our quest is not over. Tomorrow, we find more allies.
Leo and Maya, covered in a light dusting of flour, looked at each other and grinned. Maybe working at a pizza place wasn't so boring after all.